another question from the chat. Why do the cinematics have a comic feel versus like a mini film? Like, how did you
Um,
guys come up with that?
well, because we just wanted to capture that late 80s and early 90s aesthetic, and the story that we're telling, and the way that our we wrote the script is to be as like cheesy and as awkward as possible. And we felt by doing the kind of pixel art style that we'd really managed to capture something equally. That was amazing.
She
She
fails.
just died.
Just stabbed the hostage.
I
Good
love it
luck.
though, because right after it happens, her face just turns into like, oh, I failed, and everybody's watching me.
Um, I forgot what I was talking about then because she stabbed a hostage.
We were talking about the comic strip versus like the mini like
Oh
film.
yeah. It was just to kind of again capture that nostalgic angle, and we wanted to combine as many different kind of references and like pop culture elements.
So
Um, so uh, there is a question in the Skype thing that says, for the Terra 4000, does it have unlimited ammo on purpose? It only has unlimited ammo in turrets. Uh, it's has limited ammo when you get your own one.
is there any type of leaderboard system for this game? So
Yeah,
when you're playing online, can you see like I know
yeah,
that I'm doing
you
better
can see.
than her. She's
Uh,
maybe doing better than
no,
me.
it's more just based on cyber points. So
Okay,
instead of experience points, you get cyber points. So
that sounds
that's pretty
dirty.
much how the leaderboards work. It's not that type of game of like comparing scores and shit like that.
Okay,
Uh,
really quick, we're going to do another giveaway. So if you haven't yet shared the post on Facebook, facebook.com/fragdolls, make sure to do that. And we're going to draw that giveaway soon.
Or we'll send Dean to their house to
To
personally
go
fix them.
rough them up.
Brat, brat.
Alright, so we just for people that are joining us, Dean, can you kind of just give us a rundown on what Blood Dragon is? What does it have to do with Far Cry 3? Just kind of go through that again, just because we got a lot of people joining now.
I wish I had like a soundboard where I'd recorded it before,
And
so
just play
I
it
could like
and move your
hi
mouth.
hi hi I'm Dean Evans. Like I
Dean, Dean, Dean,
balls of
Dean.
steel, balls of steel. So, um, so yeah, I'm Dean Evans. I'm the creative director for Far Cry 3 Blood Dragon, which is a standalone game, what I like to call a turbo conversion of Far Cry 3. So you can buy it on Xbox Live Arcade, PlayStation Network, and PC. And it is a super fun cyborg orientated 80s vision of the future, and you play a cyber commando called Sergeant Rex
Rex.
Power Colt, voiced by the wonderful and legendary Michael Bean, who is also now a close personal friend of mine. Amazing. I exchanged phone calls and text messages with Michael Bean. It's
Oh,
very
you are
weird.
so badass.
It's pretty
Celebrity
awesome.
status.
It's quite it's a good time. I always, if I'm at a bar or restaurant, I'll always be an asshole and be like, "Oh, sorry, excuse me, guys. I just got a text message. Let me just have a look. Oh, it's all right. It's just from Michael Bean. Don't worry about it. Yeah,
Now we did
all
have
good.
another question from chat. They want to know why the first tutorial is so condescending. I can't talk because I hear myself, by the way.
Why is the
Um,
first tutorial so condescending?
Yeah.
because uh, there's a lot of stuff in this game which I guess approaches things in a satirical angle, and it's so condescending because I feel that tutorials are in games are pretty condescending, and a lot of games treat the players like fucking idiots. And we had to have a tutorial in here, and we only had 6 months to make the game, and a good tutorial lasts for the whole game, right? Um, so thought, well, fuck it, let's just have the most irritating one here, and really kind of I was just on the team. We were hoping people understood what we were doing and understood the message behind it of you know gamers aren't idiots, you know. You know, I certainly like to just be kind of let loose in a world, but you know, we had to have a tutorial in this because there are a lot of kind of new mechanics for people who haven't played Far Cry 3. But you know, the tutorial doesn't last very long though. You know, it's like it's not as if it goes on for an hour, right? So, um, and it's all very important information. You know, how to shoot, you know, very important.
So another question. This one's kind of a good question. Dean, if Ubisoft asked you to do Assassin's Creed Blood Dragon, would you do it?
Uh, no,
He's
no, I
like,
wouldn't.
no, just no,
No, no, I wouldn't.
just no.
Yeah.
What game, is there any game out there that you would love to kind of do the same thing that you've done with Far Cry 3 with this? Any game? Or is it
Any
like a
game.
one-time, like, can't be done?
Uh, I think you can always add a layer of fun on a lot of stuff, you know,
Yeah.
like you know, um, I think yeah, that's a really good question. Um, I'm gonna be thinking about this one for a while. There's a few games that I'd love to like have a crack at doing,
Mm-hmm.
but in terms of like the you know, Far Cry lends itself really well to this. Like I like first person shooters and you know, like you know open world first person shooters, and Far Cry 3 is a pretty decent one. So um, you know maybe like Far Cry 1, that would be awesome.
What is your favorite game of 2013 in the
Um,
chat?
it has been Drunken Surgeon or
Oh my god,
like
it's on Steam.
Surgeon
I saw
Simulator.
that on Steam and I was like,
Uh,
I want to get this, and then I was like, I'll probably get it and hate it.
Oh, it's one of the best like party games I've played. I was at a buddy's house a couple of weeks back, and we had uh you know big projector, you know like uh God like 120-inch projector, bunch of beers, bunch of nice people, bunch of food, and then we all played that game, and oh, it was amazing. It's a great party game, a lot of laughter, um, and like any game, it's like Octodad, which is a lot of fun of just like really awkward controls
Yeah.
and just sitting in your reception and the phone's ringing and you try and pick the phone up and just knock it off.
How funny.
It's like, oh God, it could have been my wife. Oh no. So yeah, that's a lot of fun. But to be honest, this year's been pretty hard for me of in terms of playing games because we've been making this game and we've been like crunching like crazy. So
Yeah.
it's been a little like I haven't even tucked into BioShock yet, which I'm really kind of pissed off about, but gonna get a bit of time soon to do that, which is very exciting. Um, but honestly, I think my favorite game recently has been in terms of the amount of enjoyment that I've got out of it has been Need for Speed Most Wanted.
Yeah.
Big fan. Love that studio. Those guys are awesome. Super talented team, and yeah, really had a lot of fun playing that game. But man, you know, it's burnout, yo.
Yeah.
Like, you know,
I have a question. What Ubisoft title are you most excited for? What's coming out?
We Dare 2. No, I
Oh my god. I was like, please tell me they're
yeah.
not coming out with that. I remember we got like the marketing stuff for that, and they were like, "Oh God, can we even talk about this game?"
So uh Black Flag, Assassin's Creed 4 is looking good. Um, you know, being a pirate's pretty cool. Um, I've got no problems with that. Uh, Watch Dogs has been quite fun seeing that kind of come together. Spies versus Mercs, always a good
Yeah.
time. Really great team here that's worked on that, and that's a lot of fun. And it's nice to see that one, that game mode come back. I think a lot of people really enjoyed that, and it's been missing for a while, so it's nice to
Yeah.
see that pop back. Um, but yeah, man, I think you know E3's coming up, so we're gonna see some cool
New
stuff
good
from
stuff.
a lot of people, I think.
Now, I have a quick question. I'm not sure if you addressed this already, but how did this game come about? Why did you guys create it?
Um, Financial targets. No, the reason, well, got a mandate from the executive producer Dan Hay,
Mhm.
and he was it was a pretty great brief. It was pretty open of just like um, we want an expansion like stroke DLC for Far Cry 3, and we'd like it to be something unexpected. And for a brief like that, that's like music to my ears of like,
Yeah.
yay, I can do whatever the fuck I want. And we've got a great team of people that are, super excited and would want to do something different. Um, and yeah, this type of game, this type of look and feel, like it's I guess it's my aesthetic is the things I'm really into. I really like the 80s and 90s aesthetic and attitude and style, and so it was a pleasure to work on a game like
Yeah.
this and tick all those tick all those boxes. I'm looking at a question that I see. Where is it? Oh God, where the hell's it gone?
There's a few. Favorite movie from the 80s, or are there any features that you wanted to put in Blood Dragon that you couldn't
Yes.
because of time
See,
restraints?
absolutely.
Besides petting the blood dragons and feeding them,
So
which you already said.
the main feature that I wanted, and if anyone else brings this feature in to their games, they'll know this is recorded, this is trademarked.
And
Um,
timestamps.
yeah,
Yep.
dragons that shit, like the dragons poop, because everything poops in the world, everybody poops. Yet for some reason we like brush over that a lot in games. So what I wanted is the dragons to poo, like after they've eaten someone, they poo. But if you interact with the poo, you can rub the poo all over you, and then the dragons won't smell you or see you. It's like a cloaking device by rubbing just shit all over yourself. It would be
I can see that.
just the
I
best
could see why
gameplay
that
loop
would
ever.
work.
You're following a dragon, waiting for it to take a poo,
Now
and
every game we see coming out is gonna have that in it, and you're gonna be like, "Damn it, that was my idea."
I can't claim that pooping is like the I'd say like the rectum had something to do with that.
Yeah, a little.
So as we can see here, playing very stealthy, going iron sights on a shotgun. Who does that? That for me, that's noob behavior.
Oh,
Oh,
calling Pixel a noob.
those are
Come on
fighting
now, it's a
words.
shotgun. Like it's the 80s. You shoot stuff from the hip, so you can get upgrades for these guns that stabilizes everything. So
Mhm.
you can fire it from the hip. Like I say, it is action movies. So no, it's only in the last 10 years people have started to aim correctly.
Are
What
there?
happened to those days shooting from the hip? Like, da, 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 yeah. Um, so there were some there were we wanted to put a couple of other guns in there as well, but we just didn't have the time to do it. And
Yeah.
I really wanted Snake Plissken's Mac 10 with the like suppressor and scope on it. That would have been